Let's get into some homosexual news. And let's talk about this gay corn star who apparently um ended up getting banned from the United States for 10 years because what happened was he was coming here for I think the gay VNs back in January, and it's funny how we're in April and the story is just now coming out. And he basically revealed that he was banned from coming into the country because when they searched his bag and saw his medication, the prep, and the stuff to keep his stool clean, they were questioning him and they interrogated him. So, gay adult film star Milo Miles has claimed that he was treated like a criminal by U.S. Border Control, resulted in a U.S. entry ban. So, Miles, who was Latino Canadian, told LGBTQ Nation on April 7th that he was traveling from Toronto to Las Vegas when he was pulled aside at the airport and his luggage and phone were searched. He said, "My privacy was violated," he claimed. I was subjected to derogatory comments with an unsettling focus on my sexual orientation and my sex life. All of this happened on 2 hours of sleep. I was starving, dehydrated, and in a state of complete exhaustion. I was treated like a criminal despite having done nothing wrong. I felt coerced, manipulated, and powerless. I am devastated. Now, Miles was on his way to attend the annual Gay Vienna Awards, which honor people in the gay adult cinematography industry. He had six nominations and subsequently won one of them. I wonder if he actually got to make it there. Now, the star details that he was detained for 2 hours and questioned and interrogated with an unsettling focus on his sexual orientation. They accused me of escorting with no evidence. Now, Miles went on to say that security went through his luggage and questioned him over the amount of medication, which included PrEP, fiber pills, and dietary supplements he was traveling with despite finding nothing illegal. Well, these bottoms, they got to keep their insides pure and clean and holy and sanctified. Because if you're going to be out there at the gay VNs, that's also an opportunity for people like Milo to collaborate and film stuff for OF or wherever he's on. The officer was fixated on why I had so much luggage and medication with me, Miles said. I had three pieces of luggage with me because, in addition to the award show in Vegas, I was then going to meet my boyfriend in Florida for the Atlantis cruise. Oh, so you was about to carry on that Atlantis cruise, child. They were asking why I had so many gay clothes with me. Oh, so clothes having a sexuality attached to it? To me, this feels like very much like a lot of these people that work in this administration, where y'all hating on the fact that y'all want to be out here carrying, but you don't have the balls to do it. But here Milo does, and y'all hating on his situation. Now, Miles was eventually allowed to fly, but missed his flight but had to return the next day. However, he was told by a customs officer that he had a flag on his account and he was required to do a secondary screening. He said this officer decided to be a lot more thorough with his search and interrogation. After about 2 hours of intense interrogation, he found evidence that I do rhymes with corn on my personal phone. Then, over the next 2 hours, they found evidence of escorting on my other professional phone. And then it went on to say the evidence they found was text conversations he had with past clients, confirming that he was an escort, as well as messages with potential clients in Vegas, although no solid plans have been made. The first lot of messages caused him to be banned from the US for 10 years. However, Miles insisted there's a difference, as it is, between working as an escort and prostitution, where if you're an escort, you're exchanging money, spending time with an individual. You're not actually giving favors, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. That's what the P word is for. Now, maybe there was some transactions going on where it's like, okay, now I was your companion while we was hanging out and having dinner and all this other stuff, but now we're going to back to the house or back to the apartment, and then we're going, you're gonna give me some extra services. That's where the other stuff comes in. But there's a lot of people out here that are escorts, and escort is not the same as prostitution. So now prostitution, since some people need an explanation for that, it's an exchange of money for sexual services. So he said there was no evidence of prostitution on his phone, only escorting. But of course, you get dummies out here that don't know the fucking difference. Now, according to Q News, sex worker advocates often warn that U.S. Customs can deny people entry if they are believed to have engaged in sex work, even if they have no prior convictions or plans to work on their trip. So the fact of the matter is, we got a lot of people running around here like they John Damn Wayne, guns blazing, um without due process, doing whatever they want to people with any kind of consequence, and they're cracking down on sex workers and escorts and people that work in the corn industry. And it's unfortunate that this is what a lot of people are dealing with. And I don't even know what we can do at this point, because while we sit up in here and we get, a lot of people, y'all get your jollies, and you're getting off, and you're probably beating your dicks to the fact that you're dropping bombs on schoolgirls and freaking um Iran, and thinking that's cute. Um, we're okay with killing people without just a thought in their mind. But people out here literally making a living selling sex or escorting, whatever the case is, or just making adult entertainment that a lot of people watch but try to act like they don't. That's the ultimate sin. That's the crime. And I don't know. Honestly, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what we could do at this point, but all I feel like maybe what needs to happen is that I'm sure Milo was not the first or the last this has happened to. People just have to continue to go out there and share their stories and let their voices be heard and bring awareness to the matter, which is what I'm doing here. So shout out to you, Milo. Hopefully you're able to get a lot of work out in Canada, or you can have people who you work or you want to collab with fly out there and make it happen that way. But unfortunately, he's been banned from the US for 10 years. Hopefully he's able to get around that. So in some way. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Is this the first time you've heard of this? And what are your overall thoughts? So whatever your thoughts are on this matter, let me know in the comments down below.